Hey everyone, welcome to Success is the New Black. We're going to be discussing the top 5 reasons why networking events are awesome. We're also going to have a business news rundown for you. And we're going to discuss why 4 a.m. is the most productive hour. And we're going to tell you about an awesome book. Stay tuned.
Work, 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 work. You see me heavy work, 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 work. You see me do me dirt.
Yes. And this is a perfect song because Rihanna is performing at the VMAs. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Success is the New Black. I am your host, Ashida Onrae, working it with Rihanna and my co-host, Tara Johnson.
Yeah, I'm working a little bit too much right now. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Hi, everybody. It's Tara Johnson here.
I love it. Welcome to our show, Success is the New Black. This is our first show, and we are so excited to be with you on a Sunday afternoon. If you remember, we were with you for Phenomenal Women, Tara and I, and we wanted to do something for both men and women. So we decided to do Success is the New Black, where we can interview men and women and then share their stories with you all.
Everything about business is what we're talking all about. Everything.
And speaking of business, you have the business news rundown for us.
Yeah, let's talk about a couple things that happened in business news this week. And for these first two topics, I'd like to say the theme is more money, more problems. Let's just be honest. Who doesn't remember the copyright infringement case with Blurred Lines, 2013's biggest hit, Pharrell Williams, Robin Thicke, and T.I.? And so it seems as if when we went to court before, Marvin Gaye estate sued them for copyright infringement for this song and was actually awarded $7 million. The award was actually reduced to $5.3 million. But lo and behold, that Blurred Lines group is back, and they're asking the court to take a look at that case again. They are appealing the decision. And it's all based upon the Copyright Act and whether sound recordings were included in copyright. In 1909, when the original Copyright Act came out, sound recordings were not included or covered by copyright. So you had to go strictly by the sheet music. In 1976, the Copyright Act was modified to include sound recordings. So Got to Give It Up by Marvin Gaye was actually released in March of 1977, and it's been quoted that he went into the booth to record the first sound recording for the song in December of 1976. So we can all just assume that the song was written in 1976 or before. So Pharrell's appellate attorneys are arguing that this song was only supposed to be based on the sheet music, not on the sound recording. And the court case went haywire, and that is not what happened. So, of course, they're asking the court to take a look at this case and overturn it. They said that the brief claims that the original outcome of the case created international press coverage and widespread expressions of concerns by members of the music community. That, if left to stand, the Blurred Lines verdict would chill musical creativity and inhibit the process by which later artists draw inspiration from earlier artists to create new popular music. So, based on what we know about the Copyright Act, I remember Blurred Lines, and every time I hear that song now since this case happened, I think to myself, conflict, my lines are blurred. I can't enjoy the song any longer. So what do we think about this appeal, Ashida? What do you think?
Well, I mean, I understand both sides. I understand let me go back. Music nowadays sounds so similar. So it's really, really hard to judge.
Absolutely.
And now a note sounds similar to another note.
Right.
But I think that I understand Marvin Gaye's side, but I also understand T.I., Pharrell, and Robin Thicke's side. So I'm thinking that maybe they can come to some kind of medium or something where they can just share the profits and everybody's happy. But I also know that based on the decision on either side sets a precedent in the music industry.
Yeah.
So it's not just about, okay, well, we stole something and Marvin Gaye's family's upset and just give us money. It sets a precedent across the board, which means that the entire music industry will change.
Absolutely.
Based on how they do business, which is why we're here.
And I have to say, what you're saying is right. I mean, the whole point of this case with what Pharrell and T.I. and Robin Thicke's attorneys were saying, if you set this precedent, everything's going to change. And there has been an influx of copyright infringement cases.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, not the Gaye estate, but a co-writer with Marvin Gaye for Let's Get It On is actually suing Ed Sheeran for one of his songs right now. So that precedent that you're talking about, we're starting to see the ramifications of this decision. So this could be huge in the business of music. And in what you said about splitting everything 50-50, not only were the Gaye family awarded $5.3 million, but every time you hear that Blurred Line song, 50% of what Robin Thicke and Pharrell and T.I. would put in their pockets now actually goes to the Marvin Gaye family.
Absolutely.
So we'll be watching this case very closely because, like you said, it could completely change the future of the music industry. More money, more problems. Now, who doesn't just, enjoy a nice iced tea or iced coffee or whatever ice drinks at Starbucks? I think I don't. I'm too cheap. I make my own stuff at home, but millions of people around the world actually do enjoy it. So how many of you think that Starbucks puts a little too much ice in their beverages? I see the hands raising out there. I actually do. So a judge in California said, not so quick. Starbucks can put as much ice in their iced beverages as they wish, and you can't get damages for it. So a judge in California threw out a case that a woman brought against Starbucks saying that you are putting too much ice in my iced beverages. I can't enjoy my beverage. There's actually a case pending in Illinois for this same suit. And what Starbucks is saying is, we have a policy that if you want us to remake your drink, we'll remake it. So if you don't like the ice, just ask for no ice, which is kind of what
that's how I feel. I don't understand. But see, everybody's looking for some money.
More money, more problems.
And this is the reason why I want you guys to understand the reason why Tara is announcing or talking about these, because when you start a business, you have to be aware of these type of lawsuits.
Absolutely.
And she's an attorney as well, so that's why these are really, really good topics for her, just FYI. But this is the reason why we want to share this with you, is because when you start a business and you have employees and you have the employees do certain businesses depending on your business, this can possibly happen to you. So as a new entrepreneur, as a veteran entrepreneur, start reading. Start going out there reading and seeing what's going on in the world, because this type of news is very important to any business owner, because you can get hit with a lawsuit and then you got to try to figure out why and angles and more money, spend money for attorneys and all that.
Spend money for attorneys.
So if this can help you in any way, we love it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And don't think it just goes one way, because there's actually a class action suit pending against Starbucks, because there are other people out there arguing that they actually overfill and put too much in their hot lattes. So I guess sometimes you just can't please anybody. Yeah. So you got to be careful out there when you're starting your own business. This is one topic that is near and dear to my heart, and I'm actually a little sad at the same time I'm excited. In April of this year, we lost one of our biggest musical idols and musical geniuses, Prince. He was found in his home, and he had died in the elevator. And now, less than 6 months away from them, we've been hearing rumors about this for quite some time. They're now going to open Paisley Park to the public for studio tours. You can get a ticket to go to Paisley Park as early as October 6th. Now, what you'll get for this is general admission tickets are $38.50, and you'll get a general tour of the floor and the sound stage and all of that. But for $100, you can actually get a VIP ticket and get to see a whole lot more. If you want to get tickets and learn more, go to officialpaisleypark.com. I don't know about you, but I will be getting my ticket as soon as possible.
I heard that.
I'm excited. And they're only right now releasing tickets to the end of the year. They haven't even released tickets for 2017. So don't delay. You got to get it in 2016.
Right. Absolutely. That's why we have purple mics.
See,
Prince.
We don't even know. It happens without us even thinking about it.
Everything. It's just purple.
It's just purple for the Royal One. There you go. And there's a little bit of your business news this week.
Well, thank you, Tara, for our business news. I want to talk about something a little bit off the topic of business news. I want to talk about how you can grow your business and get your hustle on, which is something that's very dear to my heart. And I want to talk about why networking events are so awesome, because I just attended one and I'll get to that in a second. But I want to tackle why people don't attend them. They're afraid, they're socially awkward, they're afraid to talk, they're afraid to engage. They stand in a little corner, their hearts are beating, their hands are sweaty, which I get, I understand, because sometimes I feel that way.
They're not easy.
No, they're not, especially when you attend one where it's like 500 people. I happened to attend one that was maybe 100, 150 people, which was amazing. But I want to say that no matter how you feel about a networking event, it is important and imperative for your business and for your personal growth to attend. And I want to talk about the event that I attended yesterday, which was Saturday. And it was an amazing event. And it was Rebecca Cruz, which is Terry Cruz's wife. She had an event called the Women's Conference, where we are there to inspire and encourage you to fulfill your dreams. And what was so amazing, I'm so excited about this. What was so amazing about this event is that I got there, the event started, the speakers were wonderful. Terry spoke, Rebecca spoke, and several other speakers spoke. But here's what's really good. I went to eat lunch by myself. And I was sitting at a huge table of 8. I was, sitting by myself. So I had 7 seats that were empty.
Oh, wow.
With me. So as I was sitting there, I was like, all right, I'm just going to sit here and just eat by myself. No big deal. And then all of a sudden, several women came and sat at my table. And as the table got full, each of them said I was spiritually drawn to sit at this table. Now, mind you, I was by myself. So then they asked me, they said, so what's your story? And what do you do? And I shared my story on what I did. And I told them how I'm recovering. I'm 7 months now, but I'm recovering from being sick and having major surgery. And the next thing I know, we were having church at the table.
Oh, wow.
We were crying. We were sharing stories. We were uplifting each other. I did not know these women from yesterday, from Adam to nothing.
But now you'll never forget them.
But now I'll never forget them. And what's so amazing is that we felt comfortable sharing some really deep personal things. And I personally, because I'm a host, I'm an open book, and that's just who I am. So I had no problem sharing because I feel like my story will uplift others. I mean, they were crying, talking about the pain that they've been through. They were crying, talking about, ex-husbands and how they still had to push through for their jobs and still push through to their careers. And we took a picture. I think we're going to show it momentarily. We took a picture all together, and we decided that we were going to be friends in Christ for life.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Yes, that is. And this is so important on why you have to and you should, for just your personal growth and your business, to attend networking events. And the top 5, number 1 is friendship benefits, what I just explained. And it's a way to not only build a friendship, but remember when they say that people know people that can help you grow, that is so true. So I am constantly looking for hosts, co-hosts, guests to come on our show, and they have amazing stories. And the second reason why it's so important is opportunities. Now, when I met these women, they know people that I don't know. They have a reach that I will never be able to reach. And we all know the importance of word of mouth. So now that I have inspired and encouraged them, they will inspire and encourage someone that they know to say, hey, do you know Ashida Onrae? She's this, she's that, she's wonderful, blah, blah, blah. And that's how you drum up business. Because we all know word of mouth is so important. It is almost the catalyst, literally,
yes, it
of
is.
Growing a business. We talk about it online where you won't do anything, or you won't go to a restaurant, you won't go to a photographer, you won't go to a caterer, you won't do anything without reading the comments and reading about people's experiences with these businesses. So that's the number 2 reason, is opportunity. The third is advice. Now, I love giving advice. I love receiving advice.
That is rare. Not everybody. People love to give it. They do not love to receive it.
I love to receive it.
Yeah, they do not.
Because that's the only way that I'm going to be able to grow.
Right.
So the reason why this is so important, you're in business. Your family and friends are not entrepreneurs. They're not out there hustling. They don't understand that you're working longer than 40 hours a week. So who are you going to talk to when you have an issue? Who are you going to speak with when you're trying to drum up more business? Who are you going to talk to when you start seeing, okay, my bottom line is not making it into the black, I'm starting to go into the red? You can't discuss that with family members and friends who are not entrepreneurs. But you can discuss that with the people that you meet at these events, because they're able to just to help you get to the next level. They may say, hey, you know what? I know an accountant, or I know someone who's looking for the type of business that you do. That is the reason why, again, these events are so important. The fourth reason why is assistance. Now, we all need help.
All need help.
All need
at any
help.
given time. At some
any
time.
given time, we all need help. And it's not just help business-wise. It could be help where you're moving offices. It could be help where you need someone to help pack your bags and help and say, hey, you know what? I know where you can go to have a new office. I know where you can go to get new software for your accounting. We all need it. We all need assistance when growing businesses. So that's another outlet and another reason why these events are important. And lastly, positive influence. I think it's huge. The picture that they just shown was something that I will never forget. Yeah. And the picture that they have up now, which is, it's not who you know, it's who knows you. We all say, oh, well, you know what, you become successful because it's based on who you know, which is true.
Yeah, that's part of it.
That's part of it, but it's also who knows you. Because when you're not in that person's presence, how they speak about you, how you made them feel is everything in the world to them. And that will help advance your career. You cannot do it by yourself. And even if you try, you may be able to do it fast. I have another thing that I have up there as well. But again, we all know entrepreneurship is not a race. It is not a race. And here it is right here. If you want to go fast alone, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with others. And I cannot express how important that is, because you move differently, you move more powerfully, and you get to where you want to get to better when you're with people. Because if you do it by yourself, no man is an island, as what they say, no man is an island, and you don't know everything. So if you have a group of friends, if you have a group of entrepreneurs who are here for you and striving for you and helping you and pushing you, because there are days when you don't feel like doing it, they're right there behind you, got your back, pushing you, saying, Tara, 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 come on, like I do with her. Tara, let's go. True. Tara, come on. Tara, let's move. I'm your biggest cheerleader.
That's true.
So just imagine, I have now 7 new friends. I have 7 people cheering for me, 7 people who are going to inspire me, 7 people who are going to encourage me when I'm down. Those are the reasons why I think you get an excellent rate on return on your money and your time when you attend networking events.
I agree. I went to actually a networking event this week too, and it was a little bit different. I suggest and offer as another tip, go where maybe you don't fit 100% into the audience, but you could have something to benefit. So I'm not sure if everyone knows, I hope you know, but in addition to working with Ashida here, I actually have an online women's talk show called Words, Wine, and Women, where we do wine education and wine tips, and we talk about accessories and products and all the great stuff. So I found out about a food investing conference in New York City where they were matching people in the food industry with angel investors. Well, if you think about it, I don't exactly fit into that category, but if you can't play the game if you're not in the room. So I wanted to go and learn about angel investors, how they operate, what they're looking for. And I also wanted to meet potential sponsors for my show, people in the food industry. And what the amazing thing that happened was, it was not planned. I did not know it was going to happen. But at any given, at a moment in the conference, they allowed every single person in the room to introduce themselves. And because I was so different and what I offered was different than everyone else, everyone remembered me. So I walked out and I talked to angel investors, not about investing in my show, at least not yet. I talked to them about, they all have wineries. What about sponsoring you sponsoring your wine on my show? And it's about building the relationship. So even if you don't think you fit the exact audience for that networking event, give it a shot, because you never know what you can get from it. Again, great return on your investment. Flew to New York, best thing I did. Came back and I was like, yes. Now I have tons of people to follow up on, and they remember me because I was a little bit different.
Absolutely. And I want to end with this. Now, I was going to attend to hear the speakers, and I've been attending networking events for quite a while, and I've learned that you are supposed to meet the person you're supposed to meet. Even if it's just one person, that's the person you're supposed to meet at that event. So if you go, you're afraid, you're terrified, I get it, I've been there, I know, I understand, but just say, you know what, universe, I am here, I am challenging myself, I am growing, and if I'm here to meet one person, I have succeeded. and just meet one person, and it'll get easier and easier and easier. Next thing you know, you will have 7 additional beautiful friends like I did when I went to the event. I'm so excited.
And you don't know that 7 knows 7 who knows 7, and then it just grows from there.
Right. You know somebody that knows somebody. Like Snoop said, I know somebody that knows somebody that robbed somebody.
If Snoop said it, it must be true.
Right. I know somebody that knows somebody that robbed somebody.
Must be true if Snoop is
I'm not saying that you got to rob somebody, but I'm just clowning right now. So with that said, I want to take it over to Tara, and we're going to talk about why this 4 a.m. hour is the best productive hour.
Yeah, I think we all have to figure out for our schedules what's best for us to do what we need to do. A lot of us as aspiring entrepreneurs, we still have full-time jobs, or we're moms, we're parents, we have relationships, and you're wondering in 24-hour period, how can we fit all of it in one day? Most people say, well, just get up earlier. But what does that really mean? Why is getting up earlier between 4 a.m. and 6 a.m. suggested to be the best, most productive time? Well, there's a couple reasons. One, ain't nobody else up. So no one else is normally up at that time to bother you, to interrupt you. Mm-hmm. And it's normally the time that you can catch up on emails before new ones start coming in. A lot of times, people who are spiritual need some time before they start the hectic day to take some time to pray or meditate, do yoga. All those things are perfect things, but it comes down to finding quiet time where you can be your most focused, you can be your most productive, where you can have time where no one else is going to bother you. And statistics say that's between 4 a.m. and 6 a.m. Now, they also say you need to get between 7 and 8 hours worth of sleep. So that means that we all going to bed now like at 8 p.m. And I'm not really sure how that's going to work, but that's something again for you to work out. But it is about being productive. We talk about here, you have to be very strategic with your time, and you have to continuously be on your hustle and your grind. And it's not just about being busy, it's about being productive. And if 4 a.m. is the time that you need to get up in order to make sure that you're able to get done what you need to get done before everybody else is calling on you to get done what they need you to get done, then you got to make it happen at 4 a.m. So set that alarm tonight for 4 a.m.
You're right.
and you can tweet us
yes.
at hashtag BHL success and let us know how changing your schedule to a little bit earlier works for you.
Absolutely.
Let us know your tips for getting up and getting it all done, but use hashtag BHL success to let us know what's working for you.
Now, I've tried it. I get up at 4 a.m. When I was training, when I was going through my healing process. I would get up at 4 a.m. and I was at the gym at 5, and I would work out for an hour. And I loved it. Mm-hmm. And was it hard? Yes. Did I struggle the first week? Yes. Mm-hmm. But my body got used to it. And then it got used to it to the point where my body would say, it's 8:30, it's time to go to bed.
Right.
So then once I knew that, I would actually adjust my schedule in my life to make sure that I was in bed by 8:30. No later than 9 o'clock. So your body is ready for you to make that change. Your body is ready for you to make that adjustment. Everybody's just waiting on you. Your body's waiting on you.
Right. The
universe is waiting on you. Your career is waiting on you. Everything is waiting on you to make that move and just say, you know what? I need to make that adjustment. Yes, you won't be able to go out to the clubs. Yes, you won't be able to hang out late with your friends. And even if you do, you may only be able to have one cocktail because you have to get up at 4 a.m. But that's okay. Because soon enough, when you grow it and you sell it, you can have as many cocktails as you want.
At any time you want. Mm-hmm. And anybody, and people will bring them to you. Many at a time. Like Wolf on Wall Street.
Right.
You bring 2 martinis in exactly 7. Okay. Sorry, I digress, but that's just good stuff.
Oh my God, I love it.
That's just good stuff.
Okay. Thinking of being a badass and having people deliver it. Let's talk about this book.
Okay. So we always want to give you, again, like we said, tangible things for you to actually go out and do starting like tomorrow. What can you do? Well, this is something I recommend. Someone recommended this book to me, and I went out immediately and got it. I was able to get it on Amazon. I was able to download it on Kindle. They actually even have the audio book. Actually, if you're not a reader, we can work with you, whatever you have. But it's called You Are a Badass. How to stop doubting your greatness and start living your awesome life. Now, what this book is not, what Jen Cenero has not done, is she hasn't given you this rundown of 100 tips of technical things to do. Because her philosophy is, your key to success is not actually the action, it's the mindset, because you have to have the right mindset that you are awesome, that you deserve this, and that you need to love yourself before you can be successful at anything else. So what she does do is tells you to quit being a wimp and can now be a badass, and how you can be a badass, how you can love yourself, how you can put yourself first, how you can make yourself a priority in everything that you do and start taking that major step to being a badass. And I have to tell you, as I read each chapter, I was like, okay, I got my A. You know, I got my B, I got my A, I got my D. And by the end,
Oh, it grades you?
yeah, well, I was grading myself.
Oh, okay.
Every time I read a chapter, I was earning yet another letter. So by the time the book was over, I closed the book and I said, well, I'm a badass. How about that? Who else wants to be a badass with me? It's a fantastic book to give you inspiration, but she also challenges you. She pushes your buttons. She calls you on your excuses, and it's different for everybody, but everybody makes excuses sometimes. And so making excuses is universal. So it actually reaches you where you are and helps you take the next step. And if you want to be a badass, it does. It starts here in your mind first before any action that you can simply take. So Jen is laying it out for you. If you want to get a copy of the book, like I said, it's on Amazon. You can get an audio book. You can get a Kindle. You can get it at Barnes & Noble. It's there for you. You just got to go out and grab it. But on a scale from 1 to 5 stars, I got to give it a 5 because I've recommended it to probably 10 people already.
Awesome.
And they're reading it and loving it too. So we're just going to have major badasses all over the United States and all over the world. You got to get on this badass train. Don't miss it. That's all I'm saying. Don't miss it. Don't miss this
love
badass
it. I want to
train.
be a badass.
Don't miss this badass train.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Be a badass. Go to networking events.
Go to networking
Get
events.
up at 4 o'clock in the morning and get shit done.
That's it.
We just killed, we some badasses. We just killed it. We just told you how to be awesome
badass.
and be a badass.
And be a badass.
I love it. Well, I think that we're going to end on being a badass right now.
We have to.
So thank you so much for hanging out with us on Sunday. And you can find Tara Johnson on social media where?
At TJ Wagging Her Tail. And you can find me at wordswineandwomen.com if you want to check out the talk show.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and
please
I
do.
am your host, Ashida Onrae, and you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Ashida Onrae. Thank you for allowing us to inspire you. We look forward to encouraging you next week.
From executives Keven Undergaro, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio. Instagram me at KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in. The views expressed here are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.